Today, I want to talk about the second part of Math 140. I want to talk about derivatives, the application of derivatives, and related rate problems. So you need to memorize this table of differentiation formulas. The constant C prime is 0, x prime is 1, x to the power n prime is n times x to the n minus 1 with power rule. The constant c times the function f prime, only take out c exactly c times f prime. The f plus minus g prime is the f prime plus minus g prime. F times g prime, you can use product rule. The first function f prime times g plus f times the second function prime, g prime. The f of g prime, we have quotient rule, top one prime times bottom one minus, top one times bottom one prime over bottom one squared. The sin x prime is cosine, cosine prime is negative sine, tangent prime is secant square, cotangent prime is negative cosecant square. The cosecant prime is negative cosecant times cotangent. The secant prime is secant times tangent of x. So you need to know the one more important rules. We have chain rules. This is a composite function f of g of x. Was it like a derivative of f of g of x prime? The outer function f prime of inner function g of x times g prime of x. G of x to the power n prime is, you can use power rule first, n times g of x to the n minus 1 times inner function g prime of x. We have composite of three functions. F is outer function, the g is middle function, h is inner function. You can use a chain rule twice. The outer function prime of middle one and inner function times middle function prime of inner function times inner function prime. Just like exactly chain rule. One more. You need to know implicit differentiations. What's that? Step 1, differentiate both sides of the equation with respect to x by using the chain rule. Regard y as a function of x. This is key. The y is like a function of x. We can regard y is like the function of x. So like this. Y is like a function of x. Step 2, solve the resulting equation from step 1 for y prime. Just like example, calculate y prime. Y prime is dy with dx. The first problem, like this. Second problem. The third problem. First one. The fifth one. And sixth one. So we have 6 problems. You need to calculate y prime. How can you find the y prime? The first one. So like this. Do you have any idea? How can you solve this problem? What kind of rule do you want to use for solving this problem? Could you write your answer on the chatting board, please? What kind of method do you want to use for solving the 14x cubed minus 3x plus 5 over the square root of x prime? Do you have any idea? Solving this problem? What kind of rule do you want to use? Could you write your idea on the chatting board, please? How can you solve? So multiply by x to the minus 1/2. Yeah, this is right. Like this. Let me see. How many terms do we have in the denominator? We have only one term. What's the best way? You can change x to the 1/2. The next one is split the three fractions. Split three fractions like this. 14x cubed over x to the 1 over 2 minus 3x over x to the 1 half plus 5 over x to the 1 half. So what's that? Exactly 3 minus 1 half is 5 over 2. This power is 1. Power 1 minus the 1 over 2 is 1 over 2. We can change it. This is changed to the 1 over x to the 1 half is x to the negative 1 half. You can change it like this. The next, take derivative. What's that? You can use power rule. What's the power rule? You have to keep 14. X to the 5 over 2 prime is 5 over 2 is down. X to the 5 over 2 minus 1. Next, keep coefficient negative 3. X to the 1 over 2 prime is same power rule. The 1 over 2 is down. X to the 1 over 2 minus 1 plus the 5 times same. X to the minus 1 half, the negative 1 half down times x to the negative 1 half minus 1. The next, simplify. 2 is crossed out, just 7. 7 times 5, 35. X to the 3 over 2. So this is negative 3 over 2. This one is x to the negative 1 half. So one more. This is 5 times minus 1 half is negative 5 over 2. X to the negative 3 over 2. The next, you just only change this one to the positive exponent, keep 3 over 2. X to the minus 1 half is 1 over x to the 1 over 2. Keep minus 5 over 2, same. Change the positive exponent, 1 over x to the 3 over 2. So last one, change it back to scalar form. Do you know this one? X to the power m over n. How can you change it? So this n is going to index of root, nth root of x to the numerator is going to power. Change it like this. So here, the denominator is like 2. You don't need the index, only square root. X cubed minus 3 over 2 times x 1 half is square root of x minus 5 over 2 times here, similar. Square root of x cubed. So that's it. So this is final answer of this equation. So what's the key? Just to split. First, next use power. Use power. This is like 2 main tools for solving this problem. The next tip, sin x over 1 plus cosine x prime. What kind of rule do you want to use for finding derivative? Could you write your idea on the chatting board? How can you find derivative? What's like first step? Which method do you want to use? Could you write your answer on the chatting board? What kind of method do you want to use for solving this problem? What kind of rule? Which rule is first? Which rule do you want to use first? What do you think? Sin x over 1 plus cosine x prime. What kind of rule do you want to use for solving this problem? Which rule is better? You have to use this is possible. You can only simplify like this. This is possible. You can change it. This inside one is like this. This is a possible one. What do you think? This is possible? Is it possible? What do you think? This is first or true? So my point is sine x over 1 plus cosine of x is, you can split like this. Is it possible or not? What do you think? Could you write your answer on the chatting board? The statement is true, you can write true. The statement is first, you can write first. Please, could you write your answer? Don't worry. This only try. What do you think? Is it first? No, first? Okay, thank you, guys. Yeah, the bottom one has two terms. No, don't split. Only top one is several terms. Bottom one has only one term. You can split. Is it possible? The bottom one has several terms. You cannot split. So what's the best way? You can use quotient rule. In this case, you can use quotient rule. What's that? Top one prime times bottom one minus top one times bottom one prime over bottom one squared. This is idea. So what's that? So we have top one function prime. 1 plus cosine x is bottom one minus top one function times bottom function 1 plus cosine x prime over bottom one squared. Cosine x squared. Next, what is sine prime? So could you run your answer? What is sine prime? Do you know what is sine prime? Could you run your answer on the chatting board, please? So what is sine prime? Okay, good, thank you. Yeah, cosine of x, you're right. Times, so 1 plus cosine x. So negative sine x times, what's 1 plus cosine x prime? What's that? Could you run your answer? What's 1 plus cosine x prime? So what is your answer? Please, write your answer on the chatting board, please. Okay. Right? The 1 prime equal to 0. Cosine prime is, yes, negative sine x over 1 plus cosine x square. The next, distribute cosine. Cosine x times 1 is cosine x. Cosine times cosine is plus cosine square of x. The negative sine times negative sine is positive sine square over 1 plus cosine x square. Next one, what is cosine square plus sine square? Do you know what is cosine square plus sine square? Okay, you can keep cosine. Cosine square plus sine square is just 1 over 1 plus cosine x squared. So what happens? Top one is 1 plus cosine. Bottom one has 1 plus cosine. Cross out 1 plus cosine. We have 1 over 1 plus cosine x. That's it. This is the idea for solving this problem. Like this. Next one. So what kind of rule do you want to use for solving this problem? So what do you think? So what kind of rule do you want to use for solving this problem? The product rule is right. The product rule is right. Product rule. Yes, product rule. Because what's like a product rule? So we have this one. Function f times g prime. The product of two function prime is first one prime times bottom one plus first one times bottom one prime. Exactly product rule. So what's that? The first function is root x prime times second function tangent of root x plus root x times tangent of root x prime. Tangent of root x prime. Oh, not plus, times. like this. What is square root of x prime? Do you know? What is the square root of x prime? Do you know that? Do you know what's the square root of x prime? Do you know? So could you write your answer on the chatting board? Do you remember what's the square root of x prime? The 1 over square root of x is squared. So let me see. This is x to the 1 over 2, change to the exponential form, prime. So we have power rule. 1 over 2 is down, x to the 1 over 2 minus 1. We have 1 over 2, yeah, x to the minus 1 half. You're right. And change it back to positive exponent. So like this, next to 1 over 2 times, change back to radical. So what's root x prime? The root x prime is 1 over 2 root x. So in the right, 1 over 2 root x times tangent of root x plus root x times tangent of root x prime. What's the tangent of root x prime? Tangent function is like f. The square root of x is g of x. Composite of two function prime, you can use chain rule. Outer function prime of inner function times inner function prime. This is like whole idea. So times tangent function is like f of root x is g of x. Exactly chain rule. What is tangent prime? Do you know tangent prime? F prime is tangent prime. Could you run your answer on the chatting board? What is tangent prime? Tangent prime is, right? Yeah, secant square. Next, plug inner function g of x. Inside one has root x times root x prime, like inner function prime. You have to keep this one tangent of root x over 2 root x plus the root x times secant square of root x times root x prime is previous result exactly 1 over 2 root x. Root x is crossed out, so we have tangent root x over 2 root x plus secant square of root x over 2. So that's it. This is the answer. One more. I'm going to combine these two fractions with common denominator. Common denominator is 2 times root x. Only multiply root x like this and combine. Tangent of root x plus the root x times remaining part secant square of root x over common denominator 2 root x. That's it. So this is the final answer of this question. So like this. The next, the exactly cosine xy equals x minus y square. What does it mean? It's like an implicit form. You have to use implicit differentiation. The number 4. The implicit differentiation is first one. Here, what's the cosine? This cosine is function f of xy is like g of x form. So exactly chain rule. So what's it like cosine prime? Could you run your answer? What's outer function prime? Cosine prime is, what's cosine prime? Here, outer function prime. What's cosine prime? So could you run your answer on the chatting board? Okay, you're right. You can keep negative sign. You're right. And inner function is xy. Keep like this times inner function xy prime equals here x prime is 1. Keep minus what is y square prime. So could you write y square prime on your chatting board, please? So what is y square prime? 2y is right. Yes, 2y times y prime because you have to use chain rule. This y is what? Inner function. This is function. It's a function. So what does it mean? You can use chain rule. What's the chain rule? Here. G of x to the power n prime. So what's that? Exactly n times g of x to the power n minus 1 times inner function prime, like a chain rule. So this is 2 times y to the 2 minus 1 times inner function prime. You can do chain rule. So this is the same to here, negative sine of xy times here. This is x times y. You can do product rule. X prime times y plus x times y prime equals 1 minus 2 y to the 1 is 1 times y prime. So next, simplify. Negative sine xy. X prime is 1. 1 times y is y. Plus xy prime equals 1 minus 2y times y prime. Next, distribute negative sine x to the first and second one. So what's that? So we have the negative y times sine xy. Rearrange negative y times sine of xy. The negative sine xy times xy prime, x times sine is keep negative, x times sine of xy times y prime equals 1 minus 2y y prime. The next step 2, you have to solve this resulting equation for y prime. So what does it mean? You just only isolate the y prime term on one side. You have to isolate this one prime. So what happens? Only add 2y y prime to the both sides. Cancelled. Next, you have to move minus y sine xy to the other side. You add y sine xy. Sine xy. What's that? Cancelled. You can combine right hand side. We have common factor y prime. You factor y prime, what happens? 2y minus x sine xy, right? 2y minus x sine xy times y prime equals here 1 plus remaining terms y times sine xy. The last step, you can divide the both sides by 2y minus x sine xy. 2y minus x sine xy. So like this. What's that? Cancelled. The y prime is exactly this one. This is y prime. So we can use implicit differentiation. So like this. Next one. The y equals the square root of x plus x minus 1 of x plus 1. What's y prime? The similar. You can change square root form is exponential form. Next, you have to use chain rule. What is like chain rule? The chain rule is here. G of x to the power n prime. So what's that? We have n times g of x to the power n minus 1 times g prime of x. So we call power rule. So what's that? The 1 over 2 is down. The x minus 1 over x plus 1 to the power 1/2 minus 1 times inner function x minus 1 over x plus 1 prime. Like this. So next you have to simplify this one. What's that? What is x minus 1 plus x plus 1 prime? You have to use quotient rule. Top one prime times bottom one minus top one times bottom one prime over bottom one squared. So what's that? The x minus 1 prime is just 1. The 1 times x plus 1 is x plus 1. The x plus 1 prime is also 1. 1 times x minus 1 is keep x minus 1 over x plus 1 square. Distribute negative 1, x plus 1, negative x plus 1 over x plus 1 square. So x is cancelled. We have 2 over x plus 1 square. You can plug this value into here. So what happens? 1 over 2, the was like 1 over 2 minus 1. The 1 over 2 minus 1 is negative 1 half. Here just negative 1 half. You just need to distribute minus 1 half to the x minus 1 and x plus 1 times x minus 1 to the power 1 half x plus 1 to the power 1 half minus 1 half times this part is we have a simplified form, the 2 over x plus 1 square. What happens? 2 is crossed out. You can keep x minus 1 to the minus 1 half. You can combine denominator. X plus 1 to the power minus 1 half, x plus 1 square. What's that? We have a common denominator, common factor, not common factor. The common base, x plus 1, only add minus 1 half and 2. You can add minus 1 half plus 1. So we have x minus 1 over to the power minus 1 half over x plus 1 to the power, wait a minute, this is 2, sorry, not 1, 2 here, it's power 2, sorry. This is 3 over 2. The next, the negative exponent, you have to change negative exponent to the positive exponent. So this is 1 over x minus 1 to the positive 1 half, x plus 1 to the power 3 over 2. So like this. You can change back. 1 over the square root of x minus 1 times square root of x plus 1 cube. You can combine to the only one radical. So x minus 1 times x plus 1 cube. So that's it. This is the final answer for solving this problem. As a key part, you need to use quotient rule. Like this. The next, the sixth one. The secant square sine x cube plus 1 prime. Was it like a main tool? The main tool is chain rule. Was it like a chain rule? The way is like this one. F of g of x prime. What's that? Outer function prime f of g of x times g prime of x. So one more, the g of x to the power n prime. In this case, power n is outer function, n times g of x to the power n minus 1 times inner function prime. So what's that? This power 2 is like root of n. The 2 is down secant. 2 minus 1 is like just 1. Here power 2 minus 1 of inner function. You have to keep everything. So like this. Times what's inner function? Inner function is whole thing. secant of sine of x cube plus 1 is like inner function. It's like g of x. We have secant of sine of x cube plus 1 prime. Right? The next, we think about it. This secant function is like outer function. Sine function is middle function. So x cube plus 1 is inner function. Exactly composable three functions. What is the answer? You can keep this one 2 times secant of sine of x cube plus 1 times. What's the secant prime? What's the function f, outer function? What's the secant prime? Could you write your answer on the chatting board? What's it like a secant prime? Do you know secant prime? Could you write your answer on the chatting board? What's the secant prime? Could you write your answer on the chatting board? What's the secant prime? Yeah, secant times tangent. You have to choose here. Secant times tangent. You're right. Yes. Always put inner function, the whole thing, sine of x cube plus 1, sine of x cube plus 1 times middle function prime. Middle function is sine. The sine prime is only cosine of remaining inner function x cube plus 1 times last one, inner function prime. What is x cube plus 1 prime? What's that? What's the answer? X cube plus 1 prime. Could you write your answer on the chatting board? What is x cube plus 1 prime? Could you write your answer? My question is, what's inner function prime? X cube plus 1 prime. What's that? What's x cube plus 1 prime? Right? Yes. X cube prime is use power rule 3 times x to the power 3 minus 1 is 2, 1 prime 0. We have 3x squared. Next, combine. We have secant function. We have to combine these whole functions. What's that? Secant square of sine of x cube plus 1 times, what's the coefficient? 2 times 3, exactly 6. We have one more polynomial x squared times what's the remaining things here? Tangent of sine of x cube plus 1 times last one, cosine of x cube plus 1. So that's it. So this is final answer. So we cannot simplify more. It's like height. Like this. Next is tangent and normal line. Here, the normal line to the curve C at the point P is the line through P that is perpendicular to the tangent line at P. It's like idea. The point P is given. This is curve F. This is like blue one is tangent line. Was it like perpendicular one? The perpendicular one is normal line. This red one is like normal line. So was it like equation of a tangent line? You can use rule. Y minus f of a equals f prime of a times x minus a. This is exactly equation of tangent line. Was it like equation of normal line? The slope is the negative reciprocal of tangent line. So y minus f of a equals, really be careful. The slope is negative 1 over f prime of a times x minus a. This is exactly equation of the normal line. It's good? It's good. The next tip. Find equations of the tangent line and normal line to the curve at the given point. The first problem, y equals root 5x plus 4, 1, 3. So what's that? F of x equals root 5x plus 4. You need to find f prime of x. F prime of x is 5x plus 4 to the power 1/2 prime. You have to use chain rule. What is chain rule? Here, 1 over 2 is down. The 5x plus 4 to the power 1/2, power plus 1/2 minus 1 times inner function 5x plus 4 prime. So like this. The next, you have this answer that because this is same to what? T1 over 2, the change to the positive exponent, 1 over 5x plus 4 to the power 1/2 times 5x plus 4 prime. 5x prime is just 5. The 4 prime is 0. So combine. So we have 1 times 5 is 5 over 2 times. Change back to radical form, square root of 5x plus 4. So we have this answer, so like this. The next, you can find slope. What's slope? Only plug x value into here. So we have it. Plug 1 into here. We have 5 over 2 times root 5 times 1 plus 4. Exactly 5 over 6. Because this one is the same to 5 over 2 times square root of 9. 5 over 2 times 3. Exactly 5 over 6. So we have it. What's the slope of tangent line? You can use this one, 5 over 6. And slope of normal line is, what's the slope of normal line? The always here. The slope of tangent line is given negative 1 over the slope of tangent line 5 over 6. What's that? On the flip, negative 6 over 5. It's like a slope of the normal line. Equation of tangent line is, you can use a formula. What's like a formula? The formula is, do you know this one? Y minus f of a equals f prime of a times x minus a. So what's that? The y minus the f of a is like y component 3. F prime of a is slope, negative 6 over 5. X minus the a is x component from the point 1. So like this. Next, simplify, distribute the 5, 6. Next, you add 3. The 3 is cancelled. The y equals 5 over 6 x. The negative 5, 6 plus 3. Exactly plus 13 over 6. This is final answer. What's the equation of normal line? The equation of normal line is exactly here. Y minus f of a equals negative 1 over f prime of a times x minus a. So what's that? Y minus the f of a is here. Here, y component 3. The minus 1 over f prime of a is here, equation normal line, the negative 6 over 5. X minus the a is x component from the point 1. So like this, simplify. Distribute. They have 6 over 5. They have 6 over 5x plus 6 over 5. You add 3 to the both sides. What's that? We have y equals negative 605x. The 3 plus 605 is plus having. This is whole idea for solving this kind of problem. The next thing, find equation of tangent line, normal line to second problem. So how can you find y prime? You have to use implicit differentiation. Implicit differentiation, so like this. So what is x square prime? So could you write new answer? What's x square prime? So could you write answer on your chatting board? Yes, 2x is good. Here, the negative 5xy prime, you have to keep negative 5 only the x times y prime. You can use a product rule here. First function prime times second one plus first one times second function prime plus 4 times here. The y cube prime, you have to use chain rule. The 3 times y squared times y prime equals negative 2 prime is just 0. So we have 2x negative 5 times x prime is just 1. 1 times y is y plus xy prime plus the 4 times 3 is 12. Y squared times y prime equal to 0. That's good. The next you need to find slope at 2 and 1. Point 2 and 1 is given. So what does it mean? Point 2 and 1. Point 2 and 1. What's that? X value equals 2. The y value equals 1. You plug 2 and 1 into here. X value 2 equal to here. So we have 2 times 2, negative 5 times. Y is 1 plus x is 2, y prime plus 12 times y value is 1 square times y prime equal to 0. So what's that? Just 4. Distribute minus 5, negative 5, negative 10 y prime. The 1 square equals 1. 12 times 1 is 12. So like this, equal to 0. So simplify. The 4 minus 5 is minus 1. The negative 10y prime plus 12y prime is 2y prime equal to 0. Next, you add 1 to the both sides. The 2y prime equals 1 divided by 2. What's like y prime? Y prime is 1 over 2. So y prime 1 over 2 is exactly same to slope of the tangent line. Slope of the tangent line. This is the idea. So like this. Slope of tangent line is 1 over 2. What's the slope of normal line? Always negative 1 over tangent line, the slope of tangent line, 1 over 2. Exactly. Negative 1 times 2 over 1 is negative 2. So normal line, slope of normal line is negative 2. Like this. Next equation. What's the equation? Same. Equation tangent line is here. What's that? Y minus f of a equals f prime of a times x minus a. Here. What happened to the previous one? The previous one has point. Point is given. What's the point? Point is 2, 1. The point 2, 1 is given. So point is given. The 1 is f of a. So we have y minus 1 equals f prime of a is here, 1 over 2. X minus a is x component to 2. You can distribute 1 over 2, 1 over 2x, 1 over 2 times minus 3 is minus 1. You add 1 to the both sides. What's the final answer? Y equals 1 over 2x. So we have it. What's that? Oh, this is like a typo. Sorry, this is like a typo. Can the erase? This is what? 1, don't change. You add 1 to the both sides, it's gone. But no, not this one. Answer is y equals 1 over 2x. Was it like equation of normal line? Equation of normal line is like this. Here, what's that? Same. Y minus f of a equals negative 1 over f prime of a times x minus a. Was it like f of a? F of a is here. Y component. So we have y minus 1. The minus 1 over f prime of a is the slope of normal line. We have a minus 2. The negative 2. X minus 2. So what's that? So y minus 1 equals negative 2x plus 4. You add 1 to the both sides. What's that? Y equals negative 2x plus 5. We have this answer, like this. This is also typo, I think. Sorry. This y is what? Sorry. This is 1. It's typo. This is like 1. This is 2. Sorry. This is 4. So add 1 to the both sides. Exactly. 2x plus 5. Sorry about that. It's like a final answer. It's like a typo. You can change. Okay. This is exactly this problem. The next thing. We think about limit problem, some special case. How to solve limit f of x minus f of a over x minus a as x value approaches a. Or limit f of a plus h minus f of a over h as h approaches 0. How can you solve? You can use the definition of the derivative and the differentiation formulas. So limit of f of x minus f of a over x minus a is f prime of a. The limit of f of a plus h minus f of a over h as h approaches 0 is f prime of a. This is like idea. Example, evaluate limit x to the 21 minus 1 over x minus 1. Limit 1 plus h to the 21 minus 1 over h as h approaches 0. The limit cube root of x minus 4 over x minus 64 as x value approaches 64. The first one, limit cube root of 64 plus h minus 4 over h approaches 0. We can try to solve these 4 problems. So here, how can you solve this one? You cannot factor the really difficult. You can compare with the limit definition of the derivative. You can compare. So step 1, you need to find a. What is a? So could you write your answer on the chatting board? What is a? So what is a? So what is a? So could you write your answer on the chatting board? What is a? 1 is right. 1. 1 is 1. Yes, you're right. Thank you. The A is, yes, 1. The A is 1. Yes, A is 1. What is f of x? Could you write your answer on the chatting board? What is f of x? You can compare these 2 limits. So what is f of x? Could you write your answer on the chatting board? Okay. So what's like f of x? Here, f of x is top left. Top left. Exactly. x21. What's like f of a? Yes. 1 to 21. It doesn't matter. That's right. Exactly. x21. Step 2, take a derivative. F prime of x is x21 prime. You can use power rule 21 times x to the 20. Step 3, you can calculate f prime of a. You plug the a equals 1 into here, f prime of 1. You plug the 1 into here. The 21 times 1 to 20 is 21. What's your final answer? The final answer of this question is what? 21. That's it. This is the whole idea. Second one, limit 1 plus h to 21 minus 1 over h. You can compare with limit f of a plus h minus f of a over h equals f prime of a. The similar steps. What is a? Could you write your answer on the chatting board? What is a? What is a? Do you have any idea? Is it 1? Is it right 1? Is it 1? Yes, always. This is like a composite function. The inside 1. The inside is 1. What's that? See exactly 1 to 21. This one is like a. A is 1. What is f of x? What's f of x? Could you write your answer on the chatting board? What is f of x? F of x is, do you know what is f of x? Could you write your answer on the chatting board, please? What is f of x? X to 21, well, 1 plus h, how can you know that? Let me see. You can plug 1 into here. You can plug the 1 into here. You can compare f of 1 plus h, top left, 1 plus h to 21, whole things. What's that? 1 plus h to the power 21 equals f of 1 plus h. So you can replace 1 plus h by x. What happens? Replaced by x. Replace by x. So what's that? X to the 21 equals f of x. This is answer. F of x is x to 21. Step 2, same to the here. Take a derivative. This one, we have it. Step 3, same to the previous one. Plug 1 into a, plug 1 into x. 21 times 1 to 20 is exactly 21. The final answer is 21. 21. But that's it. This is the whole idea. The next problem. This is similar. The limit f of x minus f of a over x minus a equals f prime of a. Step 1, you need to find a. What is a? Could you write a on your chatting board? Yeah, is it right? What do you think, other students? Is it right? Yes, we have 64. You're right. So answer is here. The a is 64. The a is 64. Yes. What's f of x? Could you write your answer on the chatting board, please? What's f of x? Yup, you're right. Here. F of x is top left, always top left, right? The top left here. So we have cube root of x. Step 2, take a derivative. The cube root of x prime, you can change it to the power form. Prime, you can just power rule 1/3 x to the 1/3 minus 1 with 1/3 x to the negative 2/3. So we have 1/3 times 1 over x to the 2/3. You can change it like this. Right? What's step 3? Step 3 is you can plug 64 into here. Find f prime over 64. You can plug 64 into here. What's that? 1/3, 1 over the 64 2/3. So how can you calculate this one? Let me see. Don't calculate 6 to the 4 square, really big number. What's the best way? You can use prime factorization form by using same power 3. What's the 64? Exactly 4 cube. It's like 64 to the power 2/3. 3 is crossed out. So we have 1/3 times 1 over 4 square. The 1/3 times 1 over 16. 1 over 3 times 16 is 48. This is the idea. So we have this answer like this. The next one, similar. Like this. What is A? Could you run your answer on the chatting board? What is A? A is, yes, 64. Thank you. A is, yeah, thanks. The other guys. The A is what? Yes, 64. Yes. What's f of x? The 3 square root of x is right. The cube root of x is right. The cube root of x. Yes. You can plug 64 into here. A 64. You can compare. This one is the same to what? This is same to this one. Next, to replace the 64 plus h by x. So what does it mean? F of 64 plus h equals cube root of 64 plus h. You can replace 64 plus h by x. So what's that? F of x is cube root of x. The answer is cube root of x. Like this. What's f prime? The same to the previous example. Exactly same procedure. Like this. What's step 3? Same. Only plug 64 into here. Exactly. Third step from the previous one. So we have same answer, 1 over 48. The final answer is 1 over 48. So that's it. This is the whole idea for solving the digit problems. Next, so we think about the one application of derivatives. S equals f of t is the position function of a particle that is moving in a straight line. F prime of t equals phi of t. What's that? Position prime is velocity. What's the second derivative? The second derivative of position. In other words, the first derivative of the velocity is acceleration. So we have this definition. What's it like absolute value of v of t? We call speed. The speed. We have notes. The velocity is positive. What does it mean? The particle moves forward. In other words, in the positive direction. The v of t is less than 0. The particle moves backward in the negative direction. The velocity equal to 0, what does it mean? The particle doesn't move. Like the particle is at rest. The speed is increasing. The speed is increasing. The absolute value of v of t is speed. Speed is increasing. We call like this one. The particle speeds up. The speeds up. So in this case, this you can check my section 3.7. So exactly same. The velocity, acceleration have the same sign. The particle speeds up. It's like equivalent. Another one, the speed is decreasing. Speed is decreasing. What does it mean? The particle slows down. In other words, the v of t and a of t, the velocity and acceleration have opposite sign. The particle slows down. So this is like an example. The position of a particle is given by the equation. S equals f of t. The t cubed negative 9t squared plus 24t plus 1, where t is measured in seconds and s in meters. The first problem, find the velocity at time t. Second one, when is the particle at rest? When is the particle moving forward or backward? Find the total distance traveled by the particle during the first 5 seconds. Find the acceleration at time t. Last one, when is the particle speeding up, when is the slowing down. You can solve this problem. First one, velocity. The velocity is just position prime, like t cubed negative 9t square plus 2040 plus 1 prime, is right? So this function is from the given equation. So what's that? The tq prime is 3t square. The negative 9t square t prime is keep negative 9. So t square prime is 2t plus the 24t prime is just 24. 1 prime is 0. And simplify. So we have 3t square minus 18t plus 24. Is right? So this is like answer. The next one. So when is a particle and rest? What's like answer will be? So you solve the v of t equal to 0. The next, you have to factor is better. Factor of 3, the t square negative 6t plus 8. The factor more, the 3 times the t square minus 60 plus 8 is, erase here, you need to factor. The factor, what's like a factor form? Factor form is t minus 2, the t minus 2, and t minus 4. So like this. So what's it like to be? The b is the velocity equal to 0 here. The velocity equal to 0. What's it like t? T equal to 2, t equal to 4. We have 2 times. T equal to 2, t equal to 4. That's it. This is answer of B. The B. So when is the particle moving forward and backward? What's that? So you can only draw diagram is better. The diagram is better. You can draw diagram. So this is like a timeline from 0 to infinity. The 0 to infinity. The moving forward, backward. How can you do that? You can plot this point 2 and 4. So because velocity like only 0, you can plot 2 and 4. So we have this interval. Interval from 0 to 1. Here, 0 to 2, sorry. The 2 to 4. Last one, the greater than 4. So you can check. The velocity is positive or negative. You can choose test number positive 1. Here, you plug into t here. The positive 1 minus 2 is negative. The 1 minus 4 is negative. Negative times negative is positive. So what's that? The moving forward. You can choose 3. You can plug 3 into t. The 3 minus 2 is positive. 3 minus 4 is negative, like negative, moving backward. You can choose 0.5 on the right interval. Plug 5 into t. 5 minus 2 is positive. 5 minus 4 is also positive. We have positive. What's that mean? The particle moving forward. Particle moving forward. What time? The t is just here. 0 to 2 greater than 4. So moving forward, what's that? The just t is from 0 to 2 and t is greater than 4. What's it backward? The backward is here. T is between here. This is like a negative. So this one, the 3 negative, the 2 to 4. So what does it mean? So like graph is moving, next one. Time t equal to 0, this is starting point. So time t is between 0 and 2, moving forward. Time t equal to 2. This is particle moving backward between 2 and 4, moving backward. Here, the time t equal to 4. The moving forward again, time t is greater than 4. So this is like idea. The forward, backward, forward. That's right. How can you find total distance traveled by particle during first 5 seconds? You need to find exact location of like time t equal to 0. What does it mean? You can calculate f of 0. You can define exact location at time t equals to 2. Find f of 2. Another one, time t equals to 4. What's the exact location of time t equals to 4? Only first 5 seconds, you can calculate f of 5. You can calculate this one. The distance between f of 0 and f of 2 is first length. F of 2 and f of 4, second length. The 4 to 5 last length, you have to add 3 lengths. So we have total distance. This is like a whole idea for solving number D. So you can go into number D. This is the same, like this. So here, number D, you plug 0 into where? Here. You plug into here. The original position function, plug 0 into here. Like this. Exactly 1. What's f of 2? You can plug 2 into position function. The 2 cube, negative 9 times 2 square, plus 24 times 2 plus 1. We have 8 minus 9 times 4 is 36. 24 times 2 is 48 plus 1. You can add all numbers. We have 21. F of 4, you can plug 4 into position function, similar. The 4 cube, negative 9 times 4 square, plus 24 times 4 plus 1, and calculate. The 4 cube is 64. The 4 square equals 16. The 16 times 9 is 144. The 24 times 4 is 96. You can add it, just 17. That's right. What's f of 5? You can plug 5 into position function. 5 cube, negative 9 times 5 square, plus 24 times 5 plus 1. The 5 cube is 125. The 5 square equals 25. 25 times 9 is 225. So 24 times 5 is 120 plus 1, we have 21. That's right? What's the total distance? Total distance is like this. The distance between f of 0 and f of 2. The f of 0 and f of 2. Distance between f of 0 and f of 2. But here, only take absolute value. So second one is f2 and f4. The f4, 5 is the last one. You can plug numbers. F of 2 is exactly 21. F of 0 is like 1, but we have it. F of 4 is 17. F of 2 is 21. F of 5 is 21. F of 4 is 17. So like this. You can add, what's that? The first one is 21 minus 1 is 20. 17 minus 21 is minus 4. Absolute value minus 4 is only 4 plus 21 minus 17 is also 4. We have 28 meters. So that's it. This is the whole idea for solving number D. The next thing, you can find acceleration. What's acceleration? Acceleration is the second derivative of position, exactly the first derivative of velocity. The velocity is the first problem A. The 3t squared negative 18t plus 24 prime. You can take a derivative. What's that? The 60 minus 18. The 24 prime equal to 0. So next thing, you can sketch the graph. The v of t is this one. The a of t is 6 times t minus 3. So what does it mean? So what's it like a v of t? So 3 times t minus 2 times t minus 4, exactly passing through 2 and 4 like a parabola, like this. The 8 is 6 minus t minus 3, t is here, exactly line, like this, right? This a of t, it's like a v of t. So we have it like this. So you can check the velocity and the acceleration. So what happens? 0 to 2. 0 to 2. The red one is velocity. 0 to 2. Velocity is positive. The blue one is like below x-axis, negative. So we have it. The velocity positive, acceleration negative. We have opposite sign. What does it mean? Slow down. T is between 2 and 3. The 2 and 3, what happens? Velocity is negative. Acceleration is negative. We have negative, negative. We have the same sign. What does it mean? Speeds up. Time t is between 3 and 4, the here. So velocity is red one, negative. The blue one is acceleration is positive. We have like this, the slow down. The last one, 4 to infinity. What's that? 4 to infinity, red one is velocity, velocity positive. This blue one is also positive. Over x-axis, the same sign, speeds up. Right? This is a whole idea. Again, to combine this result, we have it like this. It's good? So far, do you have any question? So if you have any question, always write your question on the chatting board. I can help you. We have another method for solving last problem. The particle is speeding up or slowing down. How can you solve? You can use the graph of speed, v of t. The absolute value of v of t is 3t minus 2t minus 4. What's like v of t? The v of t is, graph is like this one. Passing through 2 and 4. Graph is like this. What is absolute value of v of t? Same, 2 and 4. The positive one doesn't change. Same. So what's like a negative one? Going up. Just reflect, reflect. So we have it. It's like absolute value of v of t. So like this. So what does it mean? The absolute value of v of t is increasing where? Here. Absolute value of v of t is increasing from 2 to 3. Increasing from 4 to infinity. So like this, what's that? Particle speeds up. So that's it. Another one, absolute value of v of t is decreasing from 0 to 2. Here, 0 to 2, decreasing. And here, the 3 to 4. The 3 to 4, the 0 to 2. So we have decreasing. What does it mean? Particle slows down when t is between 0 and 2, t is between 3 and 4. Okay, this is like a whole idea for solving this kind of problems. We have 2 more problems that we think about the related rate problem that we can try to solve this one. How to solve a related rate problem. Step 1, we can draw a diagram if possible and introduce notation. Step 2, express the given rates and the unknown rate in terms of derivatives. Step 3, write an equation that relates the various quantities of the problem. Step 4, use the chain rule to differentiate the both sides of the equation with respect to time t. Step 5, substitute the given information into the resulting equation and solve for the unknown rate. Just like a whole idea. Always follow 5 steps. It's like the best way for solving the related rate problem. So let me see. A ladder 25 feet long. The rests against a vertical wall. If the bottom of the ladder slides away from the wall at a rate of 2 feet per second, how fast is the top of the ladder sliding down the wall when the bottom of the ladder is 15 feet from the wall? Like so. Okay, step 1, you can draw diagram. The diagram is not difficult. We have ground, we have vertical wall. The letter 25 long rests against the vertical wall, so like this. So this is 25. What happens? So bottom of the letter sliding away, top of the letter sliding down. So which value changes? So distance between bottom of the letter and the wall change. The top of the letter and ground change y value. We need these notations, right? This is the whole idea, like this. So we have this one. The t is like a time. This is step 1. Step 2, the given rate, the unknown rate. Do you know the given rate? Could you let me know what is the given rate? So could you check what is the given rate from this example? So could you write your answer on the chatting board? What is the given rate? Oh yeah, this is like 2 feet per second. What's that? Letter slides away here. Letter slides away. X value changed. What's that? The rate of change of X with respect to time t. So given rate is next one. dx of dt, the 2 feet per second. You're right. What's like unknown rate? The unknown rate is from the question. How fast is the top of the letter sliding down here? The rate of decrease of length y with respect to t when here the bottom of the letter is 15 from the wall, like x value equals 15 feet. What's that? Exactly the derivative of y with respect to t, x equals to 15. So we have these kind of things. The next equation that relates x and y. What's the equation with x and y? What's the equation? You know, equation with x and y? So could you write your answer on the chatting board? What is the equation? What's the equation with x and y? Do you know equation? You're right. Exactly. The Pythagorean theorem. This is like a right triangle. Pythagorean theorem is x squared plus y squared equals g equals over 25. 25 squared. So we have it. So like this. So 25 squared equals 6 to 25. Next, differentiate. How can you do that? You can take a derivative of both sides. So take a derivative of both sides with respect to time t. Like this, right? Time t. It's like step 4. So what is first one? What's the dx squared over dt? What's that? So could you write your answer on your chatting board? What's the dx squared over dt? So what's that? What's the dx squared over dt? So could you write your answer? The 2x dx over t. Yeah, this is the key. The x is function, t is variable. Exactly 2x times dx over dt. You're right. Plus y prime. The y prime is 2y times dy over dt. The constant prime is always 0. So we have it like this. Only divided by 2. So 2 is crossed out. We have this result. Step 5 is substitute and solve. So what's like a given information? Given information is here. What's that? The dx of dt equals 2. X equals 15. This is all given information. So what's x? 15. X is 15. dx of dt is 2. You need to find y. How can you find the y? You can use previous diagram. The previous diagram is like this. This is 25, this is x, this is y. What is x? X is given 15. You need to find y value by using Pythagorean theorem. It's right. The 15 squared plus y squared equals 25 squared. Find y. But number is big. What's the best way? I'm going to use special ratio. Do you know this is special ratio? 3, 4, 5. So 15 is the 3 times 5. 25 is 5 times 5. 5 is like a common factor, only change what? 3, 5. What's that? Y is 4 times common factor 5. Exactly the 20. So Y is 20. You can plug 20 into here. It's like a whole idea. The Pythagorean theorem, find 20. The next plug. What's that? X equals 15. Dx of dt equals 2. Y equals 20. Like this. And simplify. The 15 times 2 is 30. So only subtract 30 from both sides. So we have it. Next, divided by 20. And 0 is, 10 is crossed out. Negative 3 over 2. Negative 3 over 2 feet per second. That's right. It's like a whole idea for solving this problem. The next one. A water tank has the shape of an inverted circular cone with a base radius 2 meters and height 4 meters. If water is being pumped into the tank at a rate of 2 cubic meters per minute, find the rate at which the water level is rising when the water is 3 meters deep. The first one, diagram and notation. The same things. What's like a diagram? You can draw inverted circular cone. So we have inverted circular cone. Inverted circular cone. What's the radius? Radius is 2. What's the height? Height is 4. One more. Water is being pumped into the tank. What happens? The water is pumped in the tank. The water level is increasing. We need radius R. We need water level H. Right? We need these kind of things. It's like a diagram. Like this. The volume of the water is V. The height of the water, like water level, is H. The radius of the surface is like R. Time is like T. Step 2. You can find given rate, the unknown rate. What is the given rate? What is given rate? Could you run your answer on the chatting board? So what is the given rate? What is the given rate? So from the problem? Okay, you're right here. 2 cubic meters per minute. What does it mean? The cubic meter is like a volume. The rate of change of volume with respect to time t, exactly dv of dt, exactly 2 cubic meters per minute. So we have it. What's like unknown rate? Unknown rate is find the rate at which water level, the rate of change of water level h, with respect to t when h equals to 3. H equals to 3, right? So exactly dh of dt at h equals to 3. So we have it. The next equation that relates V and H. What's that? Here, do you know what's like a volume of a cone? What's the volume of a cone? Do you know volume of a cone? Do you know that? A volume of a cone? So 4/3 pi cube? No. The volume of a cone is 1/3 pi r squared times h. Yeah. So 1/3 pi r squared times is exactly the volume of a cone. The volume of a cone. So let me see. What kind of information do we have? Only the dv of dt, dh of dt. What does it mean? You have to eliminate r. You need to find the relation between r and h. How can you find relation between r and h? You can use here similar triangles. The bigger triangle is here. The small triangle is here. We have same 90 degree. the common angle, remaining angle is exactly same, similar triangles. You can use proportion. What's the proportion? The 2/4 is right. The radius 2. The height is 4. Same to what? Radius r of a small one. Height is h. Exactly. Cross product 4 times r is 4r equals 2h. Divided by 4. So r equals 1/2h. You can plug this one into here. What's that? The 1/3 pi times 1/2h squared times h. The 1/3 pi times 1/2 squared is 1/4. H squared times h. The 1/3 times 1/4 is 1/12 pi. H squared times h is h cubed. So we have it. So this one is right. This is one good equation. We have this one, so like this. We have it. Step 4, differentiate. What does it mean? Take the derivative of both sides with respect to time t. You can take the derivative like this. So we have it. The dv of dt is dv of dt. So from here, so automatically dv of dt. You can take out pi over 12 is constant. You can take out the pi over 12 d over dt like h cubed. So what's that? Pi over 12 times the dh cubed of dt is 3h squared times dh over dt. You have to simplify. When you change it for, we have pi over 4 h squared dh over dt. Exactly dv over dt. Like this. It's good? We have like this. The next, substitute and solve the equation for dh over dt. What's like a given information? The given information is step 2 here. Step 2, the dv of dt equals 2. The h equals 3. We have 2 given information. So here. So what does it mean? Here. You can plug dv of dt equal to 2. You plug 2 into here. You can plug h 3. 3 into h. So what does it mean? 2 equals pi times 3 square over 4 times dh over dt. Can you like this? So what's that? Same to 2 equals 9 pi over 4 dh over dt. The last step, you have to eliminate the coefficient of dh over dt. You know, multiply the both sides by reciprocal, 4 over 9 pi. 4 over 9 pi. 4 is crossed out, 9 pi is crossed out. What's that? Here, dh over dt. dh over dt is here. 4 times 2 is 8 over 9 pi. What is unit? Unit is here. You can use what? Meter and minute. You can use meter and minute. So, per minute. That's it. Just like a whole idea for solving this kind of problems. That's good. This is like here, like this. Okay, this is like all for today lecture. I suggest that you can try to solve like a sample exams, the practice exam on Canvas. You can go into like a Canvas. You can click some the module. You can scroll down, you can check week 4. We have a lot of exercise problems, the sample exams, and practice exam. You can try to solve this problem. One more, you can review my review lecture and previous lecture note. You can only review my previous lecture note, the Kasha's previous lecture note. This is very helpful for preparing your midterm exam in this week. Okay. Thank you for attending my class. I really appreciate that you attended my class. I appreciate. So if you have any question, you can write your question on the chatting board. If you don't have any question, you just only leave live session. So thank you. You're welcome. I'm just waiting. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, you're welcome.